Good morning from Venice, and we have a crane boat. So this is how they do things around here, deliveries and construction. And then that one is obviously some kind of delivery boat where they're delivering all sorts of things, I'd say, to a hotel. It actually looks like rolls of paper, and so maybe it's some kind of delivery. That might be the back of one of the hotels, I think, I'm not sure. And then we've got another one. That's the garbage man. Oh. That's the garbage truck. Oh gosh. And then something else is going on here. Well, it's all go, go, go. And I suppose it's like any city in the world. It has to have ways and means of delivering things and picking up rubbish and delivering tiles, and I don't know what else is going on over there. But it has to have ways and means of doing things, and of course everything has to be done on the water. And I could hear this noise. It's 8 o'clock, so it was time to get up anyway. But I could hear all this commotion, and I thought, what's going on out there? This is meant to be a quiet city. It was a whisper quiet last night because, no traffic. But hey, there's traffic this morning. But I actually like it because how interesting is that you just don't think of these things, do you? And look at the view I've woken up to. Oh my goodness me. Isn't this magnificent? It's just beautiful. Buongiorno, Venezia. This is the entryway into our hotel. And last night I tried to film it in the dark. The colours didn't come out so well, so this is the beautiful colours, those lovely terracotta tones of the walls with this amazing wisteria. Isn't it the most gorgeous wisteria? Look at the trunk on this thing. This has been here a long, long time. And they have those magical lights hanging from it, which at night time look so pretty. Someone's had their breakfast out here, and there's a little fountain in the corner. And there we go, and the well. Right, back to the room and get ready for the day. It is literally gondola city from our balcony. There's gondolas going in every single direction possible. It's amazing. And it's so cool. Here comes, oh hi! That's so cool because there's just gondolas up and down and up and down. Everyone looks so happy, and that will be us later on. So, now we're going for a walk to find the Rialto and get lost a little bit in the city because we just love walking through all the canals. These people look like they're finished for the day and they're taking off. Buongiorno! And there is Bellissima Venezia right in front of you, so let's go. Whoopsie! Oh, everyone, look at how magical this is. I've always dreamt of doing a gondola tour in Venice, and now I'm here with the love of my life, David. And it's Gondola City this morning. It's so busy because they've announced rain this afternoon, and quite consistent rain, and I think everyone has had to bring their gondola rides forward because, well, sunset gondola rides with the rain on you isn't exactly kind of the thing. Oh, there's our hotel room.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the balcony.
That's our balcony. How gorgeous. Well, there you go. I see people coming underneath here constantly, and I thought, it's obviously a busy place. This man's fixing his gondola. And they're the little bridges that we look out to from the balcony straight ahead. Oh, it's just so magical, everyone. If you ever can get to Venice, please come, because I'm sure you'll fall in love too. So, David, the man was saying that those terraces on top of the buildings are actually called, what did he say, altani, I think he said, because the women in the olden years, they were only used by the women to go up and change the colour of their hair by putting something in their hair and then sitting in the sun to have it change, just like we did with lemon in the old days and things like that. So, how interesting. And he said, of course, now it's just lovely to go and sit up and get a suntan and take in the sunshine. And those people are headed down that way, and we're headed this way. We're going, my whole life I've been a bit of a black sheep going against the tide, and I think we're doing it again. Always did things differently, and now I'm going in the opposite direction to everybody else. Just you and I, darling, against the world. But this man obviously knows what he's doing, because he's been doing it all his life, so he's very passionate and he loves his job, he said. Thank you for bringing me to Venice, my love. It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's so beautiful, it's magical. And our gondoliere has been doing this for 42 years.
Oh.
So he knows these canals well. Look at that. We're going under a bridge. We're going under a little bridge at the moment. Whoops, that's a little one. And I noticed how sometimes the gondoliere actually has to bend down really low because some of them are big. It's so lovely going along, and everyone knows each other. All the gondoliere are chatting and having little conversations as they float by each other. And I just asked our lovely gondoliere why it was that we were going against all the traffic, because I thought, this is funny, we're doing it different to everyone else. And he actually said, because we're doing a much longer ride than them. He said they'll be on a half an hour ride, but because we're doing the really long 1 hour full ride, he does it the other way around. So that makes good sense to me. And I said to him, well, I'm happy because I love doing things differently to everyone else. And he said, well, si, signora, I must have known. And that's exactly what we're doing. Yes, sì, ho capito, sì. These buildings, the gentleman, the gondoliere, is explaining to us the history, and I had no idea that there were buildings in Venice that were so old, dating back to the 700s, 700 AD. I mean, can you believe that? Sitting on water for all of those centuries and still existing today. He also just told me a wonderful story about one of the buildings that back there, that a lady was the first laureata, in other words, the first woman that was ever given an educational diploma, if you like, you know, a university diploma, if that would be the equivalent, in the world. And that was back, I think he said, in the 1400s. So Venice has obviously always been, I'd say, quite avant-garde in that case, which is beautiful to know. And can you imagine the engineering in this, that it goes back to the 700s and is still standing. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in our gondola going under the Rialto bridge. Mamma mia. Wow. So the Rialto was actually a competition between two architects, and he said that then one of them won. Obviously they had designs, but it was completed in the 1500s. Did you know that?
1500.
Yes. Got another boat going under the bridge at the same time as us. So the gondolier just told us, so in behind here I took a photograph, and there's an island, it's like a little island in fact, because it's got water around it, and it belonged to Marco Polo. And he said we're going to be going besides now, he'll point it out to us, the magazzini, so it would be like the storage places of Marco Polo, the traveller. Isn't that incredible? Wow, this is a lovely little narrow one, isn't it? We are now in the most ancient part of Venice, and Gondolieri was just telling us that this part of Venice started in the 400s, David. 400 AD, and it's the oldest part, even though I'm sure there's some new addition. Isn't this magical, my darling? Oh, and the history is like I had no idea.
Beautiful.
Thank you for bringing me. It's so wonderful. Ah, so that's Marco Polo's house, the back of it, and that is now a theatre, un teatro. How interesting that we get to go via Marco Polo's house. Oh.
Hello there. Good. It is beautiful, isn't it?
It's extraordinary. And our beautiful gondolier is giving us the most wonderful history lesson as we go along.
Yeah, showing us all the
it's so
historical parts.
It's so amazing. We're just over the moon, darling.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's been a lovely gondola ride.
E lei come si chiama? Franco. We've just come to a really busy intersection here. There are so many gondolas in every direction possible. It's like, oh, Pink Street, peak hour in Pink Street. Well, my voice is shaking. Something very special just happened to me in a gondola in Venice, and I suppose the easiest way of explaining it is to show you my left hand. It has something very shiny and pink on it at the moment. My darling just asked me to marry him, and of course I said yes. I love you.
I love you.
Milky sun because they say it's going to rain later. That's our balcony, isn't it? Oh, that is our balcony. We're back in the other direction again. Oh, we're turning around. Oh, that's interesting. They're beautiful windows too on this building above us. So we're literally back home. And he's going to go, oh, he's reversing. He's reverse parking. Clever gondolier. To that man that's standing there taking photos. Isn't it wonderful? Still wearing my gorgeous ring, and we've just walked up. We're just about to catch a ferry, but we got the wrong little walkway. So while we were here, it was such a busy little stop here, we thought we'd take some pictures and a couple of shots. San Giorgio. We just got off the ferry at the Rialto, and now we're going to go for a walk over it. A busy spot, obviously, lots of people hanging out around here. My mother will love this window, so we're walking along the Rialto. Now, it's a bit like in Florence, where we're on the bridge and it's shops either side. Some of them are touristy, some of them have lovely jewellery. Some of them have Murano glass. That one's got fancy ties. But we're actually making our way across the bridge now. Just down on the flat part now from the Rialto, and we've just come across this lovely square. And I'm just doing a circle here. And look at that. Isn't that the most gorgeous clock face you've ever seen? It's got this beautiful sun. There we go. In the centre. Isn't that glorious with all the old Roman numerals, and it's different. It's not like a 12 o'clock type thing, as you can see. I'm not really sure. I'd have to sit here and work that part out. We're just wandering through some of the little tiny back streets now. What has David found? He has found bacala. My darling, do you know what bacala is? So that was my dad's favourite fish. It's dry fish called bacala. And you soak it in water for a whole long time, so it's very salted, but it's beautiful. My mum loves it too, actually. In fact, I've always enjoyed it when I've had it. And they've got bacala. Oh gosh, look at this, Mum. Mum, if you're watching, bacala in every version you could possibly imagine. Goodness gracious me. And I bet there are little bacala popetti there as well. This is a bacala shop, as you can see, in Venice. We are in Cantina do Spade, which is actually it's a historical building that we're in, having Stuzzichi. Grazie mille. And so we're having cicchetti, which is almost like an Italian version of what do you call it, tapas, with a glass of wine. It's lunchtime, I'm newly engaged, and the world is all good. We're standing underneath the famous Rialto Bridge, and we're just about to cross over because now we're going to head towards San Marco again to go into the cathedral. But we've had a lovely lunch in the tiny little historic cafe, which was gorgeous, where they served cicchetti, the beautiful Venetian tapas, which was wonderful. And as you can see, lots of people around. It's going to start to rain this afternoon. In fact, it's spitting on my head as we speak. So we probably will have to get the brolly out. We thought we'll do as much as we can before it starts to rain. San Marco has decided to flood a little this afternoon, which is a very, very common occurrence. And can you see all those people walking along on raised footways? Because that's what they do. We saw them all stacked up last night, ready, and that's what happens. Coming winter months, it will be flooded out. In fact, this entire square will be like a big pond, and people walk everywhere on the raised walkways. Everyone's just trying to keep their feet dry. There are people buying funny plastic boots that they're putting over their shoes, and as you can see, we're walking in very shallow water here, so that's not so bad, but we couldn't go any further. We had to double back, otherwise my poor booties we're going to be totally flooded. Darling, did you realise we're on an island at the moment? So we've gone across a little bit of the walkway, come in the centre, because it was like an island of peace in the middle. The commotion was up both ends, and then there was this lovely island of dryness where it's obviously higher land in the centre, and the beautiful Cafe Florian over here. Very fortunately, it seems to be on the high part of said island, so they're not getting the rain through their doors. We've got seagulls everywhere. The seagulls have come to visit. There's kids playing in the water. It's so cute, and yeah, these poor cafes are suffering because at the moment they can't have anyone sit outdoors. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that bell tower is leaning considerably to one side. It's leaning to its left, if you can tell. I don't know how obvious it is in the film, but it definitely is leaning to the left. Like the Leaning Tower, I imagine it's because of the foundations being in water for centuries. But it's still standing and no one seems worried, and Venice is still standing. Been such a beautiful, emotional day, and we've just come back. It must be close to 5, I think, and I haven't even looked at the time. We sat out, it rained, we sat in a cafe in the rain, just watching people go by. It was beautiful, so romantic, and had a beautiful walk around all over the city, just got lost down the little streets. And now we're just back in our beautiful room. David's just in refreshing. I'm going to go and have a lovely bath, I think, and get ready for this evening for our first dinner together as an engaged couple. We'll go somewhere really lovely, and it's just been the most romantic stay. And now I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my beautiful room. Wasn't that lovely of them giving us some sparkles, darling? Some bubbly. Okay, pop that cork. Pop that cork. I'm thirsty. Pop that cork.
It's gonna pop.
Don't let it go through the ceiling of the 14th century building. Whoa, the best sound ever. And the glasses are just over here, my darling. And then I think we need to go out and clink to each other on the balcony while we're watching the whole of Venice. Well, not the whole, but some of. I shall take that one. Cheers. And let's wander outside. Oh, a couple of romantic people. They're going by in a gondola. Whoopsie.
That's up in
Cheers,
you too.
darling.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love you.
Love you.
Amore, they look yummy. What are you having? Tagliatelle con ragu. Ah, buoni. And I am having spaghetti con le vongole, che è buonissimo. Our final evening in beautiful Bellissima Venezia, and even though it's raining, it just adds to the magic, doesn't it, David?
Beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
darling, photographing things. Buongiorno, good morning from a beautiful, bright, blue-skied Venezia, and of course the beautiful parade of gondolas that continually come our way, which is so lovely. It's so sweet seeing other romantic couples in there, or some non-so-romantic couples in their gondolas, and families, etc., enjoying their time. And we're so blessed with this beautiful bright blue sky, because this morning we leave our beautiful Venezia to go back down to our little home in Tuscany, in Chianni. And it's so much easier walking over these little bridges, crossing bridges and walking across the squares and catching boats, jumping on and off of boats with a little suitcase when the sun is shining. I can tell you right now, it was quite slippery last night walking around, and well, not slippery, but you know, puddles and this and that, so just easier. So when we woke up this morning and I saw that the actual curtains in the room were glowing, I knew that the sun was shining behind them, and I just thought, oh, thank you, universe, for giving us another beautiful day. And what a spectacular day to actually leave beautiful Venice under a bright blue sunny sky. So, arrivederci Venezia. We'll be coming back for our anniversary for sure. Well, another sign from the universe, my darling. We have just picked up our cute little Fiat 500 with the sunroof, brand new leather seats, gorgeous interiors, and you won't believe the name of the car, Dolce Vita. I said to David, oh, that's another sign. Awesome! Let's go and keep on living the Dolce Vita, my love. What do you reckon? Andiamo!
Andiamo.
Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, comment and like to support our little channel.